listen, it's hard for me to argue with 3 record guys.
When you think of the 90s, who do you think of?
It's a good argument. He's got a good argument.
Well, you can't, for women, you cannot argue what those women did. If you're talking about influence in the 90s.
Dre influenced everybody with that album. Talking about the zeitgeist. Who owns the zeitgeist?
You're in a good mood today, Jimmy. I can see you're in a good mood.
Let's get into some polymarket predictions. We got a Harry Styles album coming this year. It's saying the most likely 26% that Harry Styles sells between 500,000 and 550,000 albums, which would be massive.
Is that massive?
I mean, that'd be the biggest release of last year. I'm not sure what the Taylor Swift album did. She does so many.
I'm going with the massive.
You're going massive. You're going
Yeah.
500 to 550 or over 550, which is 21%. 25% more people think that it's going to do.
I like the 1% business. That's
Okay.
my life.
Okay. You're saying 500.
You think I'm an idiot?
No. I think you're probably right. I think 500. I think it's going to do. Actually, I'm saying over 550,000. I'm saying it does over 550,000.
I think we're agreeing.
Okay. I'm going to it all.
You're putting it all on that.
Oh, I'm not supposed to say. Well, we can cut that at the end.
No,
We can
just go with
Yeah.
right now, say and then say you're not supposed to say
Yeah, you're not supposed to say.
Okay, great. Jimmy, do you have any other more text you want to send us as it relates to criteria?
Well, I mean, it's the
I
hardest
still
thing.
don't understand the
Me
criteria.
neither.
Okay, there's no real. It's the 90s. Whether it be a band, a individual.
I think
Okay.
you said it, the artist said it, that defined the 90s.
Okay, so we're gonna start,
For
Jimmy.
sure
Here,
you
we're
have
gonna start. Now, can I ask a question as criteria, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's important.
Okay.
You have no criteria on this.
Okay, okay.
It's a free call, the free.
Like, for example, Britney Spears' first album was 1999. But Britney Spears, as my wife tells me, was I think I'm going to use the word right, a naughty for 2000. Okay?
What's a naughty?
There's some type of...
She was a 2000s artist.
It's somebody in the 2000s. They call themselves naughty.
Naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, which I didn't know that phrase. Okay.
I still don't know that phrase.
So glad we're not doing that.
Okay.
The
So,
aughts. The
but
aughts.
yeah.
They call it the aughts.
So,
Audi.
but Nirvana, 1989. But they were the 90s, my opinion. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to influence you.
Well,
Okay.
it depends. It depends on what the criteria are. That's the
Well,
issue.
I mean, okay, you can't say that Nirvana wasn't the 90s.
You could.
How can you say
Well,
that?
it'd be terrible. It'd be a terrible
If
argument.
the
but you could say
criteria
that.
is
I-
the
influence?
debut album starts in 1990,
Well, I know.
then they don't.
But what I'm saying is, when you think about the 90s, one of the big bands you think about is them. And when you think about the 2000s, Britney Spears is one of the people, whether they're on the list or not.
Understood.
Also, the problem with doing debuts is that then Nirvana would never have a decade.
That's correct. That's
Eminem is as
correct.
difficult as Nirvana
Exactly. Yeah.
because Slim Shady came out in 1998, 99, and it was enormously
Yeah.
impactful.
Yeah.
Enormously impactful.
And immediately.
So we should just
Okay,
go
so
on.
I don't care about your guys' criteria. Jimmy's first time somebody says he doesn't care about your criteria. I'm going to give you my list.
Let's hear the
I'm
list.
going
Let's
last.
hear the list.
You're going last?
So I decided.
Okay.
I'll go next to last.
Okay. We'll go the opposite way.
Wow, we're going to go the opposite way this time.
Yeah.
The civilians go first.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say Nirvana, even though the debut was 1989.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go Dr. Dre.
No,
I
Dr.
think
Dre.
I think the first album was 92.
Dr. Dre is
Okay,
real.
and Dr. Dre then influenced Tupac,
everything.
influenced Eminem. His album was incredible, but multiple albums of other people, he was
He influenced everybody.
everybody. So how can he not be on the list? All right.
That changes the criteria also because you're considering him as a producer, not as an artist.
No, but I'm
No, solo act.
as a solo.
Solo act.
His,
Okay,
his-
but still.
the Chronic was unbelievable.
Of course.
Okay.
Chronic changed the world.
Yeah. And it then changed hip hop. Okay. Then I'm going to go Spice Girls.
Okay.
Because all those women,
Yeah.
you can't, even though there's multiple women on, you could hit on that list. I'm going to go them. And then the last one is a fight in my head. Okay? I have 3 that are a fight in my head.
What are the 3?
Garth Brooks, No Doubt, and Oasis.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with Garth Brooks.
Okay.
I mean, he was, unless we take Western, kind of country music out,
You can't.
I'm going to go with Garth Brooks because the size and the influence, and again, cultural influence, scope. I think Oasis was kind of, I don't know, like I went to the two concerts recently. They were unbelievable, making me think back to them, but I think their impact is later. So I'm going to go with Garth Brooks.
Okay.
And I didn't do Britney Spears because she was at the end and she was in the 2000s.
Understood.
But no doubt it's unbelievable. I mean,
Would Britney have taken the Spice Girls spot?
I think what would have taken the Spice Girls spot, I'll tell you exactly who I had. It was Mariah Carey,
Yeah.
she still has a Christmas song. I mean, that Christmas song it just keeps on going.
I think Celine was actually even more
No,
popular.
but she was her first foreign album was early 80s.
first. But if you look at the 90s
if you're taking the
only,
Nirvana argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look just
Yeah,
at the
Queen's
90s.
She was incredible.
For sure.
I think we can stop here. I mean, no.
Stop there. For sure.
You didn't even mention For a Civilian Not Bad, or one of my ideas was not bad.
Well, because some of them were just ridiculous. So I just want to, I'm not going to comment because you get upset. I
There's nothing on that list that's ridiculous. Are you serious? Take your sunglasses off and look in the mirror. Look at the camera.
Very talented people, but I don't think they.
We're gonna do this after. We're gonna argue after.
I don't think they influenced the '90s.
Okay.
I mean, very
I
talented.
went through the list and was thinking, like, if I'm imagining the 90s, what sounds and feels like the 90s?
Yeah.
What still lasts that way? So Lauryn Hill, for me, undeniably, I just think both with the Fugees and as a solo artist, bridged kind of soul and R&B in a contemporary way. There's one Lauryn Hill album, and it's still maybe the most important R&B album ever.
Wow. On my list, but I didn't put it up.
Dre's two magnum opuses both came out in the 90s. He defined a decade and made hip hop mainstream in a way that I think more than Hove, Eminem to another degree.
His
a decade later.
impact internationally was seismic.
Yeah,
It
culturally
was seismic.
and sonically.
They couldn't get it going internationally on a massive scale until that album came out.
I agree.
No, you got that right.
Nirvana, just undeniable. Like, they are the 90s. I think if there was one act on this list, it would be Nirvana. Even though they debuted it in '89, it's irrelevant. And then I was struggling. I thought I couldn't put Radiohead, so I didn't. And I was trying to think of an act, because I look at the 90s as a decade of dance too. And I was thinking Daft Punk, but Daft Punk really had their impact later. So I'm going to say the Prodigy, because I think Fat of the Land
Good choice.
sold 10 million albums. Has
Wow.
they've sold 25 million albums to date. There's 3 incredible Prodigy albums in the 90s. If you listen to those records, it still feels and sounds.
What was the
like
biggest record?
Fat of the Land was like the album that was like with Minefields and with Smack My Bitch Up and but
It was huge.
Huge.
It was an event.
and global and has impacted dance music and punk music in many ways since.
So that's cultural
And
criteria.
and
Both.
commercial.
Both.
Both. Okay.
Tens and tens of millions of albums sold and defined, generationally defining.
You're going last?
I'll go last. I'm
Rick.
oldest.
I'm
the oldest.
going to go with Rage Against the Machine.
Wow.
Both because of their, if you ever got to see them live,
Never did.
it was the,
Greatest.
you've never seen a stadium react until you've seen Rage Against the Machine in a stadium.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen anything like it. And the whole...
How many have you seen? Live.
Them? 5 times.
Wow.
Then the whole...
When their first album came out, you went?
Yeah, I saw them before their first album. I saw them at Coconut Teaser with 50 people.
They're from here.
Because of Rage Against the Machine, we then got all of the new metal bands, which
Yeah.
was a huge movement.
Yeah. Limp Bizkit.
All of them. Korn, all of them.
All of that.
All the way through to Linkin Park. A
Wow.
lot of bands kind of came in the way.
I remember when Pete Berg and I were at college, we saw 50 people
Yeah.
at First Avenue, Prince. I think it was first time. I mean, you didn't even know what that was.
Is this New York? You said?
No, this was in
First
Minnesota.
Ave.
First Avenue.
It's where he was from.
Yeah. It was crazy. And Pete dragged me down.
This is when you guys were in college?
Yeah. I go, what are we doing?
You know,
He
his
goes, there's
first
this guy, Prince. I
His
said,
first
what?
show in L.A. was at Liberty's father's roller skating ring flippers.
Really?
Yep. His
So,
first show
it was about as big as this.
30 Minds tour.
And that's probably
I saw
what
him at
Limp
the
Bizkit
Ritz.
was about as big as this, right?
Yeah.
When was the Dirty Minds tour?
1979 or 80, 81, like that period. It was over for 3 years.
When you see somebody and you can't even believe what you're listening to, it's probably the
I
same
saw
thing.
Guns N' Roses with 50 people.
Wow.
In a basement.
Where?
Before their first album.
Oh, wow.
In LA, somewhere downtown LA.
Somebody
Had
dragged
black
you in
white
there and said,
checkered
come,
floor.
come. Yeah, you hear this, man. Well,
All right, well,
Okay, so we got Rage.
So that's Rage. Next, I went with Wu-Tang.
he's
Because
on my list,
Wu-Tang
yeah.
really reinvented rap. You could pick Biggie, you could pick Jay-Z, and both of those would be respectable. But I felt like Wu-Tang was a new...
yep.
It was a new look and
A new
style.
sound.
Yeah.
Also,
And
it's the first time-
where, can I ask a question? When was the first album for Red Hot Chili Peppers?
80s.
In the 80s, but all of their biggest
The hits
records...
were in the 90s.
All the hits were in the 90s, and they...
That was not on my list. I'm just
They're
thinking.
not on my list, but...
They were incredible in the 90s.
And they sold more records than Garth Brooks, and they sold more records than
That's a good
Nirvana. And again, I never follow this stuff, but sometimes people call me, it's like, we just surpassed the most #1 records on rock radio of any artist. We passed U2 and REM with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And that was in the 90s.
Wow.
So again,
They're not on your
if
list.
I didn't,
I forgot
if
to
I
put
didn't
that on
produce them, they'd be on my list, but because I produced them, it feels
got
a little
Rage, we
distant.
got
Jimmy,
Wu-Tang.
you can have them too.
I have a different list than this.
Yeah. And then next, I'm going to go with Radiohead. Radiohead was
Wow.
a life-changing band.
Respect. Look at
Ari just shits on me every day about Radiohead. I'm like,
No,
I
I
don't
like
understand.
Radiohead.
Life-changing band.
Agreed.
Everything changed with Radiohead.
Agreed.
I don't like to go across the street to see music. I flew to Barcelona to see the first Radiohead
Why?
show of a tour because it was Radiohead. And
Have you seen them?
That's
I have
what-
not seen them live.
You need to go
That's
see
what
them.
I will go do that. I'll do that with
We'll
you.
go see- yeah,
I
yeah.
would love that,
Yes.
actually.
It was the first show on the Benz tour.
I mean,
Wow.
Unbelievable. And, then
And
I
was it great in Barcelona?
insane. And then I saw them at
Well, they're still going strong.
in New York, Irving
and
Plaza.
it's
I saw
also
them
the
everywhere.
relationship between, so Tom York is a frontman of Radiohead, and his lead guitarist and kind of creative partner is Johnny Greenwood. And that, the dynamic of them two, I think has been influential to bands with their, like, playing with sound and playing with sound on
So
stage.
you think their cultural amount of records, global, is undeniable?
Undeniable.
Yes. As
Change the world.
Yes.
Change the world. Change the world probably, I want to say, as much or more than Nirvana.
Sonically,
You have to stop.
he does not have
That's
to
what I
stop.
think. That's what I think.
Wow.
I think Radiohead changed the world in a more radical
What
way.
year was, let me just look at this.
Okay, next. So I have
No, that's your
Radiohead.
four.
No, he's
I
three.
have, that's three.
Rage, Wu-Tang, Radiohead.
And then the last one I picked was Depeche Mode for the same reason of, in the dance world, like, I love Nine Inch Nails. I like Nine Inch Nails more than I like Depeche Mode. But if it weren't for Depeche Mode, you wouldn't have Nine Inch Nails. And you can ask Trent that, and he will tell you that. So it felt like, and they played
Sick answer.
also stadium band. They just weren't a pop band, even though they had pop success.
band, yeah.
You didn't think of them that way
Yep.
because they were so subgenre based. But they were huge. Remember, people got stampeded
oh,
at
yeah,
that
yeah.
concert.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy is when we were all making our list and you think about all the great music that came out of the 90s.
90s was
Amazing.
Like, it was an unbelievable decade for me.
90s was incredible.
Incredible. All right, so since you grew up in the 90s, hit it.
My list is
And you've been working hard on this list because you've
my
been
list.
killing all of us on
My
on text.
list is when you think of the 90s, who do you think of?
Okay.
That's my list.
Who
like
do you
if there
think of
were-
when you think of the 90s?
Yeah.
Right. If there was an article, whose 4 pictures would
Let's
they have?
let's hear it.
All right, let's
Who are
hear
they?
it.
Right. I have 8.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I do. I have 8. Big Mount Rushmore. So
A double Mount Rushmore, square.
I naturally have the Chronic because
Dr. Dre.
that took hip hop and blazed the trail internationally. That till
I agree.
today is still
there.
It's still because NWA couldn't cross. Dre made a record that took all of that
I agree.
and made it the greatest Pink Floyd album in the world. You know what I mean?
We
Just
agree.
whatever. You know, he just wiped everything out and did that thing. So that album has to be there. Now,
No, that artist has to be there.
yeah.
Great.
Well, now not in this order, but Illmatic, Nas was a really, really powerful record in the early '90s.
Yeah.
Didn't even put it on the list. That's
One of
crazy.
the great.
No, but
if it was,
did
Yeah.
changed everything again.
Yeah.
this was an albums list for sure.
Now, you can't have the '90s without Nirvana. Now, but
Oh yeah, I got two. Oh, Jimmy.
what you guys left out, and it's very important. It's almost blasphemous saying it, is that rock in the '90s was on its decline of influence and power. It really was. It just started. The '90s started.
And hip hop and
Yep. So it was what Rick and all of us call a crossfade, you know. But it was faster than any of us thought it was.
crossfade.
Yeah, when one thing fades out and one thing fades up at the same
On a
time.
mixer,
That's a
you're-
music phrase.
Yeah, on a
Yeah.
mixer.
It's like what a DJ does when you go from one song to the next.
Oh,
That's
so
a crossfade.
thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that phrase.
Yeah, like what they did at WME with
I mean, William Morris. I crossfaded him into Endeavor.
yeah, you know what I mean? It was like this. It was like this, right? So anyway, I have those two, and I have Nirvana, but Nirvana the only reason why I
Because
have
we were crossfading on rock.
their input was their thing was so big and so powerful when they came out, because now, and the guy has the advantage that he died. Right, that is all. When you die at your peak,
Jim
that's a-
Morrison, it's a long list.
Are you
Jimi
wearing the
Hendrix.
flannel because of him?
Tupac, but whatever.
yeah,
You're wearing the flannel because
Yeah.
of him. Oh, I love that.
that's Christmas. That's a ghost you can't chase. You can't. How do you wrestle that? Right, because if not for that, Nine Inch Nails, as Rick knows, was extremely brilliant and powerful. But then there is Radiohead.
And then there's Pearl Jam.
So you have Radiohead next?
No, I have, believe it or not, I have Bjork next.
Oh, good one.
Whoa.
I love to have her. I had
I
her
was
as
thinking of Bjork.
Wow,
too. I love
Jimmy.
that.
a good choice.
Good choice.
I have Bjork, and she's still making some of the best music she's ever made. Right now, this very moment. There you go.
Wow, Jimmy, that's a.
Okay, now
Now you're gonna have four others.
I have 8.
So that's four. You got four more, right?
Yeah,
Wow. You know that's illegal, right?
I have,
Well, we're going to discuss them.
Okay.
He's going to.
I have Jay-Z.
Yep.
Powerful motherfucker. I mean, those words, how he writes them, what he did.
The '90s were incredible. Every single one of them.
And Jay's probably the greatest lyricist of all time.
That's right.
You tell a story about him, like he doesn't like.
He doesn't
like,
write them down.
Certain people write down. You were. I don't know when.
Most artists write them down.
Jay just leaves. You tell him a bit, comes back in,
And
wham.
says
Also, pretty much every East Coast rapper that emerged after Jay-Z had to go through Jay-Z. There was some, either you were getting a rock cosign or you were in conflict with him.
Right,
Like, whether
I mean-
it's
You talked about Eminem. That's what it was. You talked about Eminem. He's always writing.
Always.
And then he's picking and doing. Jay-Z, nothing, leaves, comes back in the room and bang, hits it.
Jay is. Oh, we
also
all know.
He's
just
one of
beat
your
choice.
candidates
Beat
for
selection is
Rushmore.
Insane.
Yeah.
What'd you
What's
say?
that?
He just had the best beats, chose the best beats ever. He just pushed music.
Okay.
Well, you know, what you didn't know in the 90s about Jay is that he had this whole other part of his brain that was developing and in high gear, which is the business side of
Yeah.
him. And, you know, saying, I want my masters back in a song. And
he knew that right away.
how in the 90s, but how it impacted every other artist. What you're seeing today is a lot of when Jay wrote those. Prince and Jay lit that fire.
Yeah. Well,
But from the beginning, did he know
Prince
that?
understood it. Jay actually made it happen.
How did Jay know to do that?
I don't know. He was a great from the beginning maybe because he was a drug dealer, so he understood the economics. Always.
He was always thinking the economics.
Well, he was a businessman as a kid, and he understood the economics of the street.
Wow. Okay, keep on Jay-Z.
I don't know how you ignore Eminem.
Well, because you have Dr. Dre that.
No. Well, by the way, having the Chronic, you got Snoop. That's why I put the Chronic. You also get Snoop. It's a twofer.
But Tupac influenced and
No, but
Eminem influenced.
No. Dre influenced everybody with that album because not only was it a drama on tape of a neighborhood and a
Jimmy,
lifestyle.
you have too many rappers on this list.
He loves rap.
I know he loves rap, but there's
Also,
a lot.
the thing about Eminem is, no matter how late in the decade it came, he was so important and so powerful that even in that year and a half.
I gotta tell you, because I always go by. I love groundbreaking. That's the thing that moves me when things come out and go, and then everybody else.
Wasn't at this point Dre's career a little bit this way when Eminem came in?
Not the Chronic. With Eminem, yes.
Yeah, when Dre's career was a little bit on the down.
was in trouble. He
And
made
then
a
all of a
couple of
sudden
bad
he gets
He gets Eminem.
he gets Eminem.
But he did put out 2001 that year, and which is.
No, but
But it
I'm
was
just
after
saying, as
Eminem.
influential
What?
as
It was after he signed Eminem.
But yeah, no,
he got re-energized because,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
any of us, you got to be energized. You can't just and not only that, he is subject to who's writing with him,
Yeah, of course.
right? So he's very. I mean, this guy.
because there was a bunch of little failures in there, and
There was
two, and then Eminem, bang.
Yeah. Well, you
And
know.
2 is nothing in the big picture.
Yeah.
No question.
So
He hung in there with him though, and
So-
everybody was trying to kill him.
so I have. What's my list so far?
You got 6.
Dre, Nas, Nirvana, Bjork, Jay, and M.
Okay, so the 90s, to me, was a big cause of that whole transition of rock and hip hop.
The fade.
You know, rock is still very powerful, still very strong, but talking about the zeitgeist. Who owns the zeitgeist, right?
Yeah.
We are all in search of the zeitgeist, the next thing that's going to own the zeitgeist, or trying to cause it even better, right? So, Oasis is incredible. Radiohead, do it as well as you can do it. But hip hop owned the zeitgeist.
Yep.
It just did.
Wow, you're just on this drum.
What?
You're just on it.
It's just my feeling.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I mean, if you think back in the 90s, you think of hip hop.
I mean, Pharrell is.
Yeah, I don't. I think of Nirvana also. I think of
said
Pearl
Nirvana.
Jam.
Excuse me.
I think of Pearl Jam.
You don't think of Pearl Jam. You think of
Yes,
Nirvana.
you do.
No. I like Pearl Jam. I think Eddie Vedder is really popular, but he didn't cause the explosion that Nirvana caused.
I agree. That's
And
why
I have
it's not on my
Nirvana.
list.
I have Nirvana on my list.
yeah.
Okay, keep on going. What's
Yeah,
your
two
last
more.
two?
What are your last 2?
I gave you.
No,
you gave us
You gave me
6.
6.
Oh, I had Radiohead.
Oh, radio.
Wow.
I did. I had Radiohead, and I had 9 Inch Nails.
Wow.
So
Okay, now it's battle.
Well, this is actually a pretty easy battle. We already know one of them. I think
know-
Dr. Dre is on 3 of our lists, right?
Dr. Dre's on 3, and
Nirvana's on 3.
Nirvana is on 3.
Okay, so those are 2.
you didn't have Nirvana.
No, because
Okay, now explain that
picked
to
Rage
me.
Yeah, we
Against
don't
the-
have a
I
definite
picked,
one.
I picked Rage Against the Machine
Yes,
and
we do.
Radiohead.
I guess
Now, I'm going
Nirvana's
to tell you
right.
something.
No, we don't have the unanimous.
Rick knows more about this than I do. I don't understand. When you think about the 90s, somebody like me, I lived in the 90s, had a record company. I couldn't pinpoint Rage Against the Machine as the 90s. Nirvana was like,
I agree.
oh shit, this is changing music again. And my criteria for everything is what moves the needle of popular culture. Because everything else follows Nirvana in a lot of ways, the attitude of Nirvana.
Right.
And Trent made a very, very big, successful, very angry album, which set the tone, as well as Pac. I got to take...
Pac's not on your list.
I got to go 9. I got to go... well, here's the problem. There's a big problem. There's a big problem.
What's the problem?
Big problem. Biggie and Pac. I forgot. I don't have my list with me.
Yeah.
Biggie and Pac. How do you not have Biggie and or Pac in a thing about the 90s? They defined the 90s. Those
I
two
just think
guys.
They're on
not
my-
as much
Well,
as Dre.
did they define the 90s or did Dre define the
That's
90s?
exactly
That's
right.
the
Was
question.
Dre, George Washington, or Jefferson?
Dre inspired Pac and Biggie.
Okay, so then they're not on the list.
And I think also you're right to say that, like, if you said Kurt's death that made him a ghost that you can't chase. Same with Pac and Biggie. So I think that their impact may seem more outsized now.
I think
But still,
Pac
they
and
get the advantage of that.
yeah,
that's true.
yeah.
I
All right, but we have
I think Pac and Biggie would say Dre. Now try to win that argument against me. You
No.
can't. So-
I agree with you on Dre.
Okay, so
Dre's
we
on my list.
have two that are
There's-
they're majority,
We
except
haven't-
for you.
There's an artist we haven't mentioned, also interesting in hip hop, changed everything. Outkast. That
I
was
have
in the
Outkast.
90s.
and Missy.
Yeah, but Outkast was the first
First.
rap album to win Album of the Year.
Yep.
They completely redefined rap.
Yeah, I think we just make the list longer.
No, there's only 4 people on Rushmore.
but
buddy.
Nirvana feels like
Stop.
a fair one.
You got to
put
stop.
The 90s
And let me
was
just
very-
tell you something. You can't. 2 of the people on your list are on my list.
Right.
As a civilian, I did okay.
I think
No,
that
they're incredible, but you know what? Because you plugged into the zeitgeist. You're
Okay,
a
so
a
we have
zeitgeist
Dre and Nirvana. I think is 3 out of the 4 people pick those. Did you pick Dre?
I did not.
Okay, but you picked Dre.
Yeah, but
You picked Dre.
he's allowed to argue, saying you guys are all schmucks.
Do you disagree with those 2?
I wouldn't pick them, but I understand why you pick them.
So we're going majority.
or we're just starting. We're starting out our all right. So let's put Dre tentatively. Let's put Dre and Nirvana on.
Yep.
Then in terms of a 3 or
So, everybody want to vote on the Spice Girls?
Well, you can't for women. You cannot argue what those women did for women
I just think that
globally.
there's-
If you're talking about influence in the 90s.
By the way, I hear you. They were like they had this, almost not the same impact, but almost the same impact as Madonna had.
Well, no, as Britney Spears, they were all like
Well, my
they all
argument-
picked what Spice Girls they were.
But-
it was crazy.
but there
See,
was-
why if you're looking at the 80s,
80s.
if you're looking at the 80s, no one leaves Madonna off the list.
No, of course.
Right? So that's the problem with the 90s is there's a very few, in my opinion,
Yeah.
of the Madonna effect. For example, somebody we left off the list, absolutely just was a nuclear missile, Whitney Houston.
totally.
The Bodyguard was 1992, 93. Everybody wanted to be Whitney Houston. Every singer after that wanted to be Whitney Houston. It just...
Every young girl globally wanted to be a Spice
But you're
Girl.
trying to find the
Oh my
nexus
God.
in impact culturally and in
Culturally,
commercial scale.
they were it.
They didn't push music forward at all.
Take me.
They simply did not. They were not the best artists of the 90s.
I'm not, no. You're adding a criteria here.
No.
Best artists. Cultural impact. Size of record. They were it.
But our thing isn't the best entertainers of the 90s. It's artists that define the 90s.
They defined the 90s for women.
It's a good argument. He's got a good argument.
Thank you.
I would put, I may argue that Whitney was as impactful. I would,
It's, it's different.
Different.
see
It's
this,
different.
but this is where I have my problem. I have my problem with the rock records. The only one I can, because it was doing this. When you have,
We were doing the fade.
When you look at the 80s and you see the impact, you have this renegade, this unbelievably hip hop was like the British invasion. So hip hop had all the sex appeal of rock and roll and all the anger and the angst of rock and roll, but they had to me that's what
I get what you're saying. You're saying that there was hip hop 90s were so hip hop dominated that a rock band, even at the peak of their prime, still couldn't have been as impactful as a rap act in the
and the
90s.
zeitgeist.
I don't know
Okay,
if that's
well,
true.
we
I don't
got
know if I
off my
agree with
choice.
No, Nirvana did.
Spice Girls. Spice Girls had as big an impact. Take what you think of the album. Listen, it's hard for me to argue with 3 record guys. For you to talk to women from that period of time, they were it globally.
That is fair.
That's true.
That's fair.
I don't know how you, with all due respect to Whitney, globally, there was nothing like them.
I think that's fair.
And they were what whoever is the woman now.
So we
They were it then.
But the argument would be that there was enough other pop bands, NSYNC, Britney, in that decade that they aren't definitively.
They're definitively. Or every woman
what you
talks
just
about
did,
the Spice
but
Girls.
what we just did.
TLC was in there,
What we
right?
just did is what I said.
Before.
The world is at right now. We just replaced fame with great. For great with fame.
No,
You
you
just
always
did
talk
that.
about cultural impact.
No,
Cultural impact. They were dressing like them.
But
They were
don't
saying,
you-
"I want to be this Spice
But
Girl
don't-
or that
but
Spice
don't you
Girl."
also have to be great?
No, Jimmy, you know
To
something?
make this
You-
list?
you just when it's not your list, you just add things that you moved the you moved
I
the
agree.
field goal all
They-
over the place.
They were great at being the Spice Girls.
They were great.
Come on.
Maybe
All right,
he's
let's
fighting
keep on
for the right
going.
thing. I don't
There
know.
can't be
but
9
you can't
hip hop
listen to
artists on this list.
I didn't say all hip hop artists. I have Nirvana. I have Bjork. I have.
Bjork
I
is also
actually
yes.
like.
Okay, what is Ben's list?
Does Ben's list is
Up here.
Lauryn Hill.
Take her.
Lauryn Hill is, Lauryn Hill was a
Culturally, no, you can't do that.
Culturally, Lauryn Hill is as impactful now as she's ever been. Like, people are still obsessed with Lauryn Hill. That record plays everywhere, at bars, at clubs.
How many?
And it was wildly successful.
Tens
but it
of
was-
millions of albums sold.
But because it was one album,
One
That's
album.
fair. That's the argument.
it's
Off.
hard to.
Cross.
It's harder.
Cross.
It's
See,
harder to.
That's
make
like our
But
last
that's
thing.
also-
Radiohead.
But it wasn't one album. It was,
Wait
it
a
was
minute.
one Lauryn Hill album. It was a Fuji
Wait a
album.
minute. If that's the criteria, then Nirvana's in trouble.
I agree.
And you could say Dre is too.
Dre had two.
Two.
But then Dre impacted so many people.
Yes.
Of course, he was also, yeah.
I mean, this is
He
the thing.
was the
It feels,
greatest
it feels like in the 90s, classic old school R&B became contemporary R&B, and the artists that did that most aren't the most impact. Like
Why
Ashanti maybe did that more than
why don't we
anybody.
make this like the end of Sopranos?
We just
Where
walk
it
out.
just goes black. Good idea, no?
We have a half hour left. All right, keep on going. On
Dre.
Ben's list.
good
On Ben's list. Lauryn Hill, off. Dre we
Dre's
have.
Prodigy.
Nirvana.
Prodigy.
I don't know the Prodigy.
I don't either.
I think also if
I don't know
if we
Prodigy.
think the one if it's based on one album,
it's not
maybe
Off.
Okay,
All right. We're not going to Jimmy's list.
let's go
because
to
there's 27 of them.
let's go to Rick's list.
Let's go to Rick's list.
Okay,
By
my
Jay-Z.
list. Rage Against the Machine.
I think there's an argument. It's just I think Nirvana
it
beats.
led
I think
to-
Nirvana beats Rage though.
I don't.
Well, Rick knows more about that shit than I do, for sure.
know.
So
don't
give
know.
the
I
argument.
saw-
give the argument.
Well, I saw Nirvana open for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it's not like Nirvana won by any stretch of the imagination.
Where was that?
Somewhere in Europe, I saw that show.
That was right when they were coming out. Nirvana.
No, they were already Nirvana.
And maybe the
You know what's
only
funny about
like
that?
Maybe they're not great live.
And
at
maybe
that point in time.
kind of the only, other than NWA and like the only real political band of the 90s that I can think of,
Who?
Rage.
Rage.
Also, the interesting thing is, if the 90s was about rap, what's interesting about Rage
rap.
is they
combine
bring
both.
rap into, they
rock.
bring rock and rap together.
They do.
Which,
They do.
so the Chili Peppers.
And that's an argument, both.
Yeah.
Both. But Chili Peppers over time, like, Rage was always
Why didn't you produce
rap
a Rage?
and rock.
He did.
I did late.
So, but you could put them on, but you can't.
Because I didn't produce them in the 90s, and what I did with them wasn't why they're on the list.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't put them on. That's why I can't do the Chili Peppers.
Put an asterisk. They might be on the list. Next.
Okay. Next is Wu-Tang.
I had Wu-Tang on my list, but I didn't add because I put Garth Brooks there.
I totally get the Wu-Tang argument. I just think
I do
Dre
too.
is more important for the 90s.
I
than
think
Wu-Tang.
I think the argument is you have to have all the P. You got to have all that stuff plus big records that impacted. I think that
You don't think they had big enough records?
He had big records, but not Dre level.
not Jay-Z level, not
yeah.
Tupac level.
I agree with Jimmy.
Sorry,
Okay.
Rick. Off.
By the way, what we're leaving out about Tupac, this guy had 5 albums.
We're getting there.
Hang on. After he died,
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
listen,
it
dude.
was enormous.
We're getting.
Do the albums after you die count?
Yeah. Because he
That's a
did them in the
question.
90s.
Here's the great thing: is Jimmy has the field goal here, and then he keeps on moving the goalpost. Just keep on moving the goalpost.
It's called-
Just add shit to
It's
the goalpost.
called abstract thinking.
Okay.
I do.
What's in the tea?
What I do agree with Jimmy though is that I think the '90s deserves to only have one band on this. I think the bands should only represent 25% of this list maximum.
Why?
Because it really was.
If that's the case, I would pick Radiohead over Nirvana.
I'm
Look,
not arguing.
he was never arguing.
I'll go with that.
I agree.
I go
You
with
pick
that.
Radiohead over
Radiohead over
Nirvana?
Nirvana.
That's 3.
You'll go along with it?
Let's go.
No, I'm not going along with it. For me, it's Nirvana.
But he doesn't have to go along
Okay.
with it. He's been out.
But we got 3.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
I
can
think
put,
I- All
right,
take.
Nirvana's off, Radiohead's on.
fantastic.
Wow,
That's a big one.
that's a big move right there by you two.
Are
3.
you
Are you
Rick,
happy?
Rick is
No one will be mad at that choice.
no.
People are going to be mad that Nirvana's not on the list for the 90s.
But if the choice is them or Radiohead,
Well, let me ask you something, Rick.
No way.
Tomorrow morning, whatever since there is no center of the universe in news anymore, it's all crazy. But if there was, and they were going to list 4 artists that represent the '90s, we know about the '80s, right? We know like pretty clear that would be very, very.
Well, we're going to do that one day. The
right.
80s, no.
So who would be on? Whose face would be on there?
Well,
Would
that's
it
what we're talking about.
Would it
Jimmy.
be Nirvana or would it be Radiohead?
He sang
hard to
Radiohead.
say. It's hard to say.
I got to.
Wait, so Kurt is more famous than Tom.
I got a
Kurt's
question.
face would be
No,
on
but
that poster.
Maybe.
he makes
but then
because
that's
is
the
it
argument
because he
against
died?
Dre. Because
I
Dre
gotta-
wasn't
Not as
about
famous as Pac, or exactly. Yeah.
I got a
Is
question
it because
for
he
Rick.
died?
I have a question
Maybe.
for Rick. I have a question for
Maybe.
Rick.
Yes.
If we were truly just people in the general public, right, that didn't make
But
records.
we're us.
I know, but what I'm asking.
They would
is-
say Nirvana.
And we are people in the general public.
I know that, but-
I've always been.
I know that, but sometimes we like stuff that is niche that had a really.
You can't think past yourself.
We're definitely not doing that,
You
Jimmy.
can't think past yourself.
I agree,
Okay.
Rick. We're not doing that.
No, I think that we've been pretty.
Listen,
Yeah, you can't think past yourself. It's
Okay.
not fair. It's not fair.
Listen,
It's like you're assuming what you think everybody else likes.
Yeah, I'm trying to make. No, I'm thinking about what impact on the world.
listen. It's hard what you said. The
If
guy
that's the
did
case,
die,
you can do it just
and so
based
therefore
on.
that.
You want to do it just based on sales? Is that impact?
No. I like zeitgeist. What?
I think we're getting close. I think.
Okay, we have Dre,
Like,
and now
for
I got
exa-
outvoted for Radiohead.
for
Okay,
example-
and I'm not arguing. Actually, it's Radiohead.
It's one of Laurie's favorite bands.
It's one of the things he's been pounding on me, and I'm going to a concert.
Like in,
with
We're
you.
gonna go.
in the 70s, right? How many great movies were made, right? But you have to consider Saturday Night Fever.
Of course. It's definitely.
I agree.
Right?
It's definitely
And-
on the list.
and it's not
with
The
the Godfather.
That's the Spice Girls.
Possibly.
Bang!
Possibly.
Maybe. Might be.
Possibly.
Might well be.
Possibly.
Okay, keep going.
Okay.
Travolta was great in the Spice Girls.
He was a great Spice Girl.
Are we in Dre? We got Radiohead.
Okay. And then my last one was Depeche Mode for the dance contingent.
No, I
Do we
can't.
want?
I can't do that.
Do we want music outside of hip hop and rock or no?
We want.
Well, that Garth Brooks out.
Yeah, that still falls under vocal.
I don't know, man. I don't.
There's no way Depeche Mode is on the 90s. No way.
But
No way.
But
no way.
But there's no Trent without Depeche Mode. There's no. Oh, think about programmed music.
But
It goes
Trent-
back to our Kraftwerk conversation last time.
Yeah, they didn't make the list.
But that was and I'm still not sure that was correct.
The argument may be that for
On
the
Twitter,
2000s.
there's a lot of people
I
are
know.
loving
I know.
Kraftwerk.
I know.
I mean, there's also Fatboy Slim,
I'm
which we haven't
also-
discussed.
I'm not even saying Depeche Mode's my favorite group. I'm talking about their impact.
Impact.
Their impact.
Yeah, but you have
I
in
think-
fact he has cultural influence.
I also think that
Related.
I like defined. I like that word. Define the 90s.
Okay, I wouldn't put them on. Jimmy?
Me neither.
Okay, you're up.
No,
They're
I
not
wouldn't-
on.
I wouldn't
Okay,
put them
get
on.
to Jimmy's list.
Okay.
Rick.
I
I'm good.
wouldn't put them on.
Okay, defined. So everyone we're going to ask now whether they defined the 90s or
Yep,
not.
that's the right.
Well, for sure Dre did.
Yeah, with Dre and Radiohead, we know did.
We have Dre on the list.
I think Nirvana did.
I'll tell
I
you.
think Nirvana defined the 90s.
I mean, if we're talking about defining the 90s, Mariah Carey is just like that is an
Well,
artist.
the thing about that, Whitney Houston, I go over Mariah
Over
Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Now, here's the thing with Nirvana. Nirvana had one of the things I talked about on the last time we did this, which including my shirt, really impacted the way everyone dresses
Dressed,
and fashion.
for sure.
I mean, they had an enormous impact. It was, it was almost as loud as when the Stones
They did.
came out. They just, everyone.
I mean, that you wouldn't have been wearing that without Nirvana.
I wouldn't have, but that's exactly right.
So
Exactly
are we taking
right.
Radiohead off and putting
No,
Nirvana
we're
back?
we're putting an asterisk by Nirvana.
Maybe we're tentatively going to have 2 bands on this list, which is insane.
Because
It's
you've
not
all of a sudden, you
insane at
just
all.
throw up, you can't have 2 bands. I don't even know where that came from.
No.
It's not insane at all.
I take
Okay,
that back.
keep
I didn't
on
mean
going.
insane that way. I just mean
Now,
insane on the list.
now it's going to
I'm
be
gonna
Jimmy
make,
arguing with Jimmy.
I'm gonna make my strongest case for Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna make a strong case for Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston, think about
She wasn't even in your 9.
because I don't have a piece of paper, but she was on my list. I just don't.
It's unbelievable.
I don't have a piece of paper.
You're going to pick Whitney Houston over the Spice Girls.
Yes.
So would I.
Oh my God.
You notice Jimmy never writes anything down?
It's so
It's
crazy.
an Italian thing.
You can't prove it.
It's crazy cultural impact. Isn't that your phrase?
Yeah, but-
they were so much bigger.
Whitney Houston.
They had a movie based on one of their
But if
songs,
we were doing-
Spice Girls.
but if we were doing
The
greatest-
last album, I think it was.
All right, I think we were doing greatest stars of the 90s. Spice Girls would be no doubt. Like, no doubt on the list, no pun intended.
No doubts on the list?
Yeah.
No doubt, it's great.
But I think that for artists that define the 90s, I don't think Spice Girls.
I think you're gonna have a little bit of everything. One thing Whitney was possibly one of the greatest singers we've ever seen
Voices.
in our life. Yes.
Yeah,
And
I
to
agree.
be that big and that successful and that great, you got to put a lot of shit together. You got to have a lot going on. And
Okay. Just from the bleachers, Jimmy's throwing her. It wasn't on anybody's list.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I didn't write it down.
I didn't write it down.
Okay.
Okay, so
in the
so
conversation.
you're now. Let's just be very clear, because you're about to hit Tupac and Biggie and Jay-Z.
And Jay-Z.
I mean, you're going to 6 on this fucking
I
Mount
know.
Rushmore.
I think. Well, it's really hard because you know it's hard. It's hard with pop.
What did you just square?
Whitney
What was the
started in the
phrase
80s, though, right?
that Jimmy said?
Whitney started in
Define.
the 80s, right?
Yeah. So
Define.
you think you're define the 90s?
Yeah.
Who?
Bjork.
No.
I do.
No.
I don't think necessarily that she's one of the 4 most defining, but yeah, I do think
Okay,
that Bjork
then
is defined the
then
90s.
shut up.
What's the conversation?
It's not the conversation.
I do think Lauryn Hill defined the 90s more than Whitney Houston. Nobody's listening to Whitney Houston anymore.
It's the difference. Well, the difference is Whitney was a great singer, but it wasn't She didn't do something revolutionary. She sang great.
Yeah.
Had one of the greatest
Lauryn
voices
Hill
of all
changed
time.
the game.
Lauryn Hill, like,
That's
Yeah,
that's
okay.
an
Maybe-
interesting
I
argument.
can go into Lauryn Hill.
That's an
I
interesting
can, I
argument.
can be swayed.
and you
to
can argue that
Lauryn
there's
Hill.
no Nicki, there's no Meg or any
No,
of
no,
that.
I can be swayed to Lauryn Hill from Whitney.
I can't sway anybody to Spice Girls. It's crazy.
I would take.
If there was a woman sitting at this table that was born, in the 80s, the Spice Girls were it, guys.
I think that you're going to get a lot of love for the Spice Girls
I would
online.
go-
I just can't believe
I would
the music guys are not realizing the
go-
cultural impact.
Are you identifying as a woman from the 80s?
Right now,
I think he is.
Yes,
I would
that's his
go.
truth.
I would go Lauryn Hill. I would go Lauryn Hill.
over Tupac and Biggie.
I have no choice because you have to have. Remember where we are in music right now. How powerful women are in everything in the world of music right now. It all came from. A lot of it, not all, from those women in the 90s. These women, like Lauryn Hill, really impacted a lot of.
Changed, yeah.
It's kind of like the impact Stevie had in the 70s,
The Spice Girls impacted
They're still-
all those girl pop bands.
I don't think you're winning the Spice Girls argument.
I can't believe it.
I don't think you're going to win the argument.
I can't.
All right, we got Dre.
I'm
we have-
identifying.
We got we have Dre. We got
Well, you represent the pop sensibility.
Radiohead. We got Lauryn. Are we all? We have 3 votes for each of those.
We're leaving out Jay-Z and Eminem.
And you're leaving out Tupac and Biggie too, which is on your list. I mean,
I know.
seriously, Jimmy.
And you picked Dre over Biggie,
Tupac.
Nas, Jay, and Tupac.
Only because
You're his
how
partner.
Herculean, because I was in the middle of it, so I got to see it, and how Herculean it was to bring that shit around the world. It was like you had to exit the speed of sound. You had to exit the atmosphere. You need that kind of rocket ship. It was like when you got to break the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You had to do
Escape
that.
velocity.
It was impossible.
I think we have our four.
J&M is the 2000s. No.
We have three. We have Lauryn, we have Dre, and we have Radiohead.
And then and Nirvana. Or Spice Girls. I'm telling you guys are gonna get killed online, you three guys.
Well,
I'm actually
I'm willing to take that risk.
You are?
I'm willing to take the risk.
Well, you deserve it because you look at Instagram.
No, I don't.
You look at, yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You were doing it just now. You were looking at Twitter.
My phone's right here. What are you-
I kind of feel like Bjork fills that list out really beautiful.
Bjork is great.
Are we putting Lauryn Hill on this list?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So are we doing Dre, Nirvana?
You're seriously putting Lauryn Hill on this list?
Dre?
Wait a second. Are you putting Lauryn Hill on the list?
The current list, until it's argued away, is Dre, Nirvana, Radiohead, Lauryn Hill.
Are you putting Lauryn Hill
Does
on the list?
that define the 90s to you, that list?
Give me it again.
Dre, Nirvana,
Yeah.
Radiohead, Lauryn Hill.
Okay, if I had to look at the overall 90s, right, how I was impacted by the 90s, I can't say that I would put two rock bands on there. I just can't. I just,
You would have two rappers.
hip hop in the 90s was the real, I mean, hip hop started in the 80s and was related, but the 90s solidified it and changed the
Who besides Dre? Which one would you put on there?
Pharrell is the creative director of Louis Vuitton. If you would have said that in the 90s, but it's because of the 90s
Okay,
that
Jimmy,
he is.
who's the second person?
It has to be because
Lauren's
Jay.
a rapper also.
Yeah, Lauren's
I agree. It's either Lauryn. I take Jay-Z and Eminem and put them in the 2000s. So I put them there. I would say Biggie, Pac, or Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill's on. We got Lauryn
Well,
Hill.
Lauryn Hill's
No,
on.
there's
if
one
we-
on
if
Lauryn
she
Hill.
doesn't argue
There's
off.
one on Lauryn Hill, two on Lauryn Hill, three on Lauryn Hill, one on Spice Girls. So he adds two more besides Lauryn Hill.
So what?
But Lauryn Hill also covers the women's movement of the 90s.
So Jimmy, what feels better to you? Dre, Lauryn Hill, Radiohead, and Tupac, or Dre, Lauryn Hill, Radiohead, and Nirvana?
I would say Radiohead and Nirvana.
Yeah, look, you would take. I think we've agreed to Radiohead. If there's one band, we're putting Radiohead on.
That's true. That's what we agreed.
That's what we've
We
agreed.
did agree, but
We
he's
could-
saying if you look at what defined the 90s, maybe there's a picture of Kurt Cobain. Nobody would say that doesn't
Well, is it
belong
because
there.
he died?
Yes.
But I haven't heard of
No,
it.
he made
It's
an
part of
album.
it, though.
He made an album that
Actually-
shook the world.
Actually,
I agree with you.
Lauryn Hill had one album.
I would
You know what
argue for
mean?
Jimmy's sake, there's no doubt that if there's a poster of who's on the 90s, it's Kurt over Radiohead.
I agree with that.
There's no question
But,
about
but
it.
musical influence, I don't agree.
I agree, but that's the poster.
You guys
defining
keep
kind
on
of
moving the goalposts about what.
No, we're discussing. It's a discussion.
It's exhausting. It's like you know what it is? Setting this meeting, the text exchange is exhausting. This is exhausting because you guys just keep on moving the goalposts.
My argument is that if there's one band that defines the 90s, it's Nirvana.
I have to agree with them.
Okay, so
I have
let's
to
just say
agree
we
with
take Radiohead and we could put that to 2000s. Now what's the list?
Dre, Lauryn Hill, and Nirvana.
One
we need
one
one
rap artist.
Well,
We have
he
two.
would say
Lauren.
Lauren.
And there's a fourth
Okay,
slot. We have still the fourth
We
slot.
have
to
one
choose.
slot.
Right. So there's one more slot left.
Yeah.
Dre, Lauryn Hill.
It's gonna be-
and Nirvana.
I think you guys are coming back to the Spice Girls.
I think it's between Pac, Biggie, and I think it's between Pac and Biggie. I would say J&M.
But I thought you were moving them to
More than
I am.
Outkast,
I
more
am.
than Missy, more than.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned D'Angelo
Biggie
once,
or
but
Pac?
I feel like Outkast is another flavor that's really different.
I agree.
I wouldn't undercut Outkast.
I don't know how. What I don't understand
Incredible.
is there's 4 people at this table. I don't understand why no one else has Pac or Biggie in there except me.
No, I had them on my list, but you had 9 people on your list. You can't do that, Jimmy.
My list was Dre or Pac. Was like my 3, and then Dre or Pac.
I picked Wu-Tang because I get 9 guys.
If we're going just images on the poster,
I thought you
it's
moved-
Kurt, it's Pac, it's Dre probably, and it's Mariah. I think if it
I
was
think
closing your
it's
eyes.
Whitney.
Maybe it's Whitney.
Oh
but
my
I don't
God.
know. I don't know how you.
But I don't think the poster is the right.
Whitney was almost as impactful as Saturday Night Fever, as far not in dance, but in overall, just pure.
When was her first album? Go to Grok.
I think it was the
probably
80s.
Or wherever you go to.
It was probably '88.
I'm trying to promote Elon's stuff here because we're on Twitter.
He needs help.
No, he doesn't.
That's my sarcasm.
85.
So you can't put her on.
You could.
85 is so not
and listen,
the 90s.
listen to this. 85, 86, 87.
Okay, you can't do it.
She had 3 albums,
You can't
and
do it,
one of
Jimmy.
them, this album, is one of the most famous.
Okay, then let's.
You can't put her on.
Okay, I give up.
Well, that we're coming back to the Spice Girls.
I put Lauryn Hill instead of her anyway.
We got Lauren.
Okay,
We have
then
Lauren.
you're
Dre,
gonna put
Nirvana.
Mariah Carey on.
We have Lauren, Dre, Nirvana. I think that for the 4th spot, we're talking Outkast. We're talking Mariah. We're talking Tupac.
Biggie.
We're talking Biggie.
Biggie's good in the image, like the picture.
But how many
of Biggie.
albums did Biggie have?
You know, Mariah
Two.
had an
Right?
enormous thing in the '90s. She was just
She's
so
everything.
Huge.
big.
And listen, you still at your party, you still deal with her Christmas, Christmas Carol.
Yeah, well, she really was really big in the '90s. I would say for this, I come at it because I think
here
Rick
we
and
go.
I both come at it from a different place. When I look at the pop thing, doesn't hit us like that.
It's
You-
not,
you
it's
know
not
what
what
I mean?
we live in.
It's not where we live. You know what I mean? If you had like,
So therefore, that's why
if
you don't
had-
like the Spice
If you had
Girls.
Max Martin in here,
Exactly.
he would be talking about some of these pop acts, probably, right? But it doesn't
he'd
hit
still
me
say
and Rick
Nirvana.
like that. What?
He'd
I
say
bet- I
Spice
bet he'd still
Girls.
say Nirvana.
He'd
Yeah,
say
but-
Spice Girls.
Maybe.
I don't
I don't
know.
think
I'm
so.
just
I don't
saying,
think
if
so.
you had different producers in there, they'd be saying.
So let's for
different
the
things.
4th. So the 4th, we're thinking Mariah. We're thinking Tupac. We're thinking Biggie. We're thinking Outkast.
If you, in my opinion, just based on the amount of albums, hard not to put Tupac on that list.
Mariah also had a ton of albums and sold more records than anybody,
Okay, I'm okay.
Except Celine.
except for Celine.
But
and
she
Chili
started
Peppers and Garth
earlier.
Brooks.
But let's just be very clear. I'm okay with either one of those, Tupac or her.
Okay.
I don't care if it's
I don't know
California.
about that. I don't know about that.
But it's just
and I
a-
would
it's-
say also
Outkast-
maybe
Outkast-
Outkast is probably more influential today.
Did you have
than
Outkast on your
Tupac.
list?
No question. Sonically, no,
No,
question. Agreed.
I got to tell you, what am I right, Rick, in saying that Biggie and Nas brought New York back
Yes.
when it was right?
Yes.
And so those two guys are very. I mean, Nas
Yeah, it was a different sound.
very impactful. So
So it's Nirvana, Dre,
Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill. I can't believe Lauryn Hill's on this list. Okay,
you can't believe what?
Lauryn Hill's on the list. I just
Lauryn
can't
Hill
believe it.
is that album. It's still one of the greatest albums ever made.
And then
It is still one album though.
that's exactly
No,
right.
no, she also was in the Fugees. And they put out a record too. Yeah, not as Lauryn Hill solo, but she was.
Fugees would not make the list.
No. But her impact with the Fugees and
It's
as
one
a solo-
album, and she was very impactful, but it's one album. Okay? Dre, Nirvana. I would go Tupac. Because, you're still talking about him. You're still listening to him. Not that you're not listening to him. And then I would not have Lauryn Hill, but I'm okay with Lauryn Hill.
It's hard because if it was.
I would put over Lauryn Hill.
Spice Girls.
Well, I'm not saying Spice Girl. No. That's what I would do.
I still vote for Outkast over Pac because we have Dre on the list.
I
And
agree.
I feel that association.
Votes for Outkast.
Not for me. I go.
Just two.
I go. If I'm gonna get.
We
I'm
still
gonna
have
go,
Lauren. We still have Lauren.
I would not put Lauren on this list.
I
would
just
put
think-
Mariah
I
Carey,
think Mariah-
Outkast, Dre, Nirvana.
No, I would go. You can't leave out Biggie or Pac. You can't leave them both out. You can't. You can't leave those two guys
Let's
out.
put Pac on. Let's put Dre, Pac, Nirvana, Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, the reason why Pac's
Rick is very
in, the
unhappy.
reason
It's
why
not
Pac's
right.
in over.
I agree with you, Rick.
It's
The
not
reason
right.
why Pac's in over Biggie is because he had 10 albums more than and they were all enormously successful.
Lauryn Hill should not be on this list.
Biggie died first.
No, he didn't. Died second. How do you feel about Mariah Carey?
if we want to go in that direction, she clearly was pop sensation in the 90s.
That's what I mean.
Okay, I put her on the list. If
But
I can't get Spice
do you
Girls,
think
If I can't get the Spice
do you
Girls-
think she was influential?
yes.
I do.
I do not hear a pre and post Mariah.
What?
I don't hear
You're
music.
still singing her Christmas Carol.
I don't hear a song. I don't hear how music changed pre and post Mariah. I don't hear that.
Well, again,
It wasn't revolutionary. She
Yeah.
was great.
I hear it
but
with
not
Outkast.
revolutionary.
No, they were following the great female singers of the past.
Yeah.
You could put Whitney in that as well.
Until
Yes, and
but that's what I'm
Aretha,
saying.
and
I
that's
think
why
Lauryn
she's
is-
not on the list.
That's why I
Right.
think Lauryn did something totally different. Dre did something totally different.
Lauren did.
But she
Lauren-
had one album. That's
had one album.
that's the argument against.
Well, Nirvana.
That's the argument
Yeah.
against.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with Lauryn Hill. I just want to get the fuck out of here.
If you have one album that had impact,
That's enough.
that enormous, what's the difference if you had 5 hits?
I agree fully. That's exactly.
Okay.
Who cares?
It's not
Nirvana, Dre, Lauryn Hill,
Pac.
Pac.
I'm not. I can't vote for. I can't have both Dre and Pac. I love them both, but they can't both be on the Rushmore.
Well, but he's saying to you, the '90s were rap.
Would you be okay?
Are you disagreeing with that?
What about if we had?
I do.
What if we had Wu-Tang?
I do.
Oh,
I,
okay, wait,
No,
that's
no, no.
important.
I saw the crossfade happen, but it didn't. I mean, rock still exists even now. Radiohead's still significant today.
Yes, but-
Oasis is bigger than they
the
ever
ever
are
been.
today.
Aren't the
So-
90s the last time of truly innovative, great new rock bands that have broken through on a massive scale? There are some good rock bands right now, but
Yes.
the 90s
Yes.
felt like...
Well,
That
wait,
was the.
I
That
think
was.
but
that was
Pearl
the-
Jam, Oasis, Nirvana,
Yeah, Soundgarden.
Soundgarden. It was crazy in the '90s.
Yeah, it was the end. It was.
Yeah, but you can't have a list. I'm going to say
We
it.
agree with you.
You can't have a list without the women of the 90s. They were so pioneering and so...
Well, that's
we
why
have Lauryn.
Outkast.
We have Lauryn.
That's Lauryn.
We have Lauryn.
He doesn't want Lauren.
Oh, I like Lauren. I'm a Lauren fan. No.
Do you feel better about this list if instead of
doesn't
Tupac,
like Lauren.
That's
it's
not true.
Radiohead added back on?
I'm just saying she had one album.
I know, but it was a nuclear missile.
Or do you feel better with this list with Wu-Tang replacing Dre and then adding Pac on? Jimmy
You
obviously
can't replace Dre. You actually can't.
I find it.
I'm okay with Dre replacing Wu-Tang on this list. That I see that.
And then how about Radiohead replacing Tupac? So it would be Radiohead, Nirvana, Dre, and Lauryn Hill.
I'm okay with that. But if I'm good with that. But if you look at the picture,
It's an incomplete picture.
the defining the 90s, is that the picture? That's the question.
I fear that Rick and I are the only two, but I think Outkast is the perfect fourth band for this.
Okay,
list.
who comes off?
Nobody. We don't have
Well,
a fourth.
Radiohead would come off.
Yeah, Radiohead would come up. I guess.
Okay, I thought you said Radiohead's the 2000s. So put
So
Outkast on
it
there.
would be Dre, Nirvana, Outkast, Lauren.
Fine. Jimmy?
I don't agree with Outkast, but I think he's great. I just don't agree with that. But let's put it in. I'm fine with that.
Do you see it on the poster making sense?
No, I see Lauren on the poster making sense.
She's on the poster.
right, and I see.
Nirvana on the
He wants more rap.
There's
I would-
3 rap artists out of four.
Yeah.
Nirvana's the only
No,
non-
he wants more from his label.
It's got nothing. No, it's got nothing to do with rap.
It's
got
from
to
your
do-
label. You want
That's
more
what
from your
Zeitgeist.
label.
That's what
You're
Zeitgeist.
still getting a goddamn royalty.
But I think that this right. It's like we have Dre. We have Dre.
Are you still getting a royalty, Jimmy?
A little bit.
We have,
Yeah.
You guys are unbelievable.
Okay,
I think we got a list.
I think we got a list.
Okay.
Read it.
Dr. Dre,
Yes.
Nirvana,
Yes.
Outkast,
Yes.
Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
Yes.
Outkast. I still. I'm in. You guys are in.
You got 3 votes for Outkast.
I'm in.
Okay, then I'm voted out.
Done.
But okay, great. I'll shut up.